of the stadium acknowledge me.
If other people are feeling things that are like, oh, I want to try something, I don't know whether or not it's going to work. I'm like, I didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know that, you know, even your reach, Cooper, as well, and what you're doing on Instagram and your interviews and everything like that is a form of connection for everyone. And again, it's hats off to you for that. Like, no one could have told you that was going to happen. I love listening to your stuff. And I'm even more grateful to be a part of it. But yeah, it was interesting you brought up that the AFL player for you, because again, I had a couple connections with through the AFL Academy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kick It to Scoops. I'm your host, Cooper, the sole admin of AFL information, trade rooms, and results. The Saints win another one in a row, 2 in a row for the Saints. Are the finals back on track? We'll have to wait and see. You know, a lot of people surrounded controversy towards 3 games this week. There was 3 Saturday games: the Saints game, the Eagles game, and the Giants game in Tassie. The Tassie, the Perth, and the Marvel game. And look, quite frankly, you're going to hear my thoughts on all 3 games individually in the world-famous segment, Scoops Bank, from those decisions in particular. Obviously, I'm going to go through my team of the week, my Supercoach talk. I don't really want to talk about Supercoach this week. It was an absolute disaster. You know, I know it was a buy round, so you shouldn't be too pissed. But with the players I had available, I'm very pissed off, considering all my premiums shit the bed, and I only had 4 players out of 18 get 100. And I had pretty much like 6 premiums in the midfield. So I'm very pissed off with that. And I'm going to go through that. And a big stat about no midfielders for me got over 100 points. So that's just unbelievable, to say the least. I'm going to review the rounds that's gone and upcoming. But some announcements I want to make at the top. So if you know any AFL, AFLW players, any up-and-coming draftees, or any state league players, and you'll have some on the podcast and a Gold King Challenge or an interview, please send me a message or try and get something sorted. There is plenty of interviews and Gold King Challenges recently put up on the channel. The most recent one is with Steph from the Darwin Falcons. That Gold King Challenge was up yesterday. Go and check out that highly contested contest, a high-scoring, very close and magical goals from the certain positions on the field. You're going to have to watch a video to find out where they were and how they happened. So go and check that out. Would greatly appreciate it. I've just dropped an interview with Nicola from the West Adelaide Sample W Football Club. Loz Young, the Pro Star recruit, draftee last week, is out as well. Had Willem Dersmer out the week prior as well. And any other interview, Cleo Saxon-Jones, Gold King Challenge that was out recently. I can exclusively reveal there'll be a part 2, another Gold King Challenge with Cleo, which will most likely be on the channel tomorrow night. So look forward to that as well, or the former Tiger AFLW player as well. So also, you want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Want me to roast a friend with someone on a birthday? Anything at all, cameo.com/Cooper G. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Want to aim for 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We've reached 56,000 on Facebook, which is fantastic. We've reached over 4K, well over now on Instagram. That's fantastic, and I appreciate you all. But please help get this YouTube up. There's 70% of you I feel that aren't watching, or not that I feel, I know that are watching this and aren't subscribed. So please do so. If you haven't already, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. But yeah, let's get right into the thick of things. And let's start off with the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Boom. Well, well, well. Gee, all I can say is, one thing I want to say is, when it comes to footy, keep it cool. No one should ever have to cop vile abuse for posting results, okay? You can disagree with anything anyone says, and you can say it in a calm, respectful way. For example, some people might say to me, look, Scoops, I don't think it was the Max King free shouldn't have been there. That's okay. You want to think that? That's fine. You can say it like that. But you don't have to get all vile and disgraceful and abusive and swearing and threatening and bullying and calling nasty names. Like, just keep it civil, keep it PG, and be respectful. You never have to agree with anyone's decisions. In fact, I technically haven't put my opinion to this yet until right now tonight. So quite frankly, people that do that, they're just the lowest of scum, quite frankly. You can disagree, but getting threatening and abusive and bullying and everything like that. It's just pathetic. Okay? I don't like addressing these morons, but in this case, I wanted to just give you all a reminder. You don't have to agree with everyone's opinion, but you don't need to get personal. And I'm not joking. Be better. Right, now. Oh, controversy. Now, see, I think you people need to understand this is exactly why I roast the umpires each and every single week. Now, again, before people keep saying, oh, you're only going to bring this up because it's a St Kilda game again. Well, nah, I'm not going to just bring it up for St Kilda game. There's 2 other games tonight alone that we're going to bring up. In the past, I brought up Adelaide and Essendon were robbed. Freo was robbed against Carlton. Geelong and St Kilda were robbed. St Kilda Port were robbed. There was other games and other instances in plenty of other games that don't involve St Kilda that I brought up in the past. I brought up tribunal hearings that have nothing to do with St Kilda saying where certain players have been robbed. Anyone, pretty much, that's been suspended. Riley West last week got suspended for an incident he didn't deserve to get suspended for. I said that was bullshit. He got off. But so this is just the ridiculous nature of some people to say, oh, you only bring this up because St Kilda, or you're doing this only because it's St Kilda. Nah. Bullshit. I call out the shit umpiring or shit tribunal calls no matter who's involved, okay? So get that narrative out of your mind, smack your head, and say, get that out. That's bullshit. And 2 of these 3 examples don't even involve St Kilda, so shut up, pipe down, sit down, or stand up and listen and be quiet. So, quite frankly, GWS were robbed right in front of me. Now, you're probably going to say, oh, come on, they weren't robbed. It's in the rules. Rah. Number 1, the Tom Green push was soft could get. Now, even forget about that as well, all right? That's one part of it. But the other part is the part I want to talk about. Now, I know what the rule is, that apparently that can go out about, it's in the full, but still downfield to where the ball even lands despite it being out in the full. That shouldn't be the case. How are you advantaging the player who kicks the ball out in the full? You're not advantaging the guy that gets the advantage. Because it went out in the full, the rule should be where the ball comes back to where Sicily got bumped. Okay? Bumped my ass. That was soft. In a bit of acting, if you ask me. And, it shouldn't have been there. That should not have been a free. Luke Bruce kicked the goal from the pocket where also it shouldn't have been. And quite frankly, they won the game because of it. GWS have every right to be pissed off with that. I don't like it. I think it's rubbish. The rule should be, I know what the rule is, but what it should be is where if you're going to pay Sicily the bullshit free and he kicks it out of the full, it should be going back to where Sicily got pushed. Not out in the full where the ball was in the pocket. If it stayed in play, then fair enough. I wouldn't be arguing this. I'd only really be talking about the push. But that should not have gone into the pocket. That rule is utter garbage. It's nonsense. It's ridiculous. It's quite embarrassing, really. And it shouldn't be a rule. That rule, another rule that the AFL do, that is crap. So GWS were robbed right in front of me. Do I make myself clear? Now, another team that was robbed to a degree was the Eagles. They were robbed right in front of me. Now, the Eagles, though, okay, they were partially robbed because the Elliot Yeo holding the ball bullshit shouldn't have been there, okay? I'm going to tell you why it shouldn't have been there. The ball basically got to him. He was on the ground, got jumped on by Wardlaw, whoever the hell it was. Simkin, that's the one. And it was holding the ball, and Simkin got the goal to put him in front after they choked a 5-goal lead originally. And then, they got another goal after that to win them the game, confirm it. So technically, yes, they weren't officially robbed. But in that contest, they were robbed because they shouldn't have been there. Yeah, you could argue, Super Wardlaw got his head taken off. At first I thought the same thing. I'm like, yeah, okay, should have been. But Yo shouldn't have been pinfall on the ball. He just freaking had the ball in his hand. He's jumped on by Simkin. And Wardlaw, quite frankly, ducked a little bit. Or it grazed him a little bit. And it shouldn't have been there either. Well, not that one. Yeah, good on you, North fans. You got your win. Good on you. Good job. Probably the only one you're going to see all year. So cherish it and brag about it all you like. It's a tainted win. Now, the Saints Gold Coast one. Okay, now this is the one I know a lot of you have been waiting for. Now, I want to stress enough that throughout the game, Gold Coast got a free ride of the free kick count and non-decisions, okay? There was a lot of them that went their way. They won the free kick count. And as I've always said, the free kick count doesn't have to be even to constitute a favouring, okay? And yes, they had 3 or 4 more free kicks. Overall, 19 of 15, I thought 19, 16, something like that. Regardless, they had more frees, all right? It's not because of that. I'm just telling you the number because some people like to hear the number. So that was the number, okay? Now, I feel like there was multiple decisions throughout the game, and you can check in my match day vlog to see as well that there was multiple decisions that I caught in the vlog and some that weren't in the vlog that the Saints should have got their way in general play, whatever. Gold Coast got a few frees from scoring shots from frees as well that shouldn't have been there. So, you know, that happens, and it's just frustrating, and it shows the inconsistency of the umpiring. Now, the Dan Butler one, people are going to keep saying that he was diving and all this bullshit. No, that was high. So plain and simple, that was a free to Butler, and he had a terrific game. Now, the big one at the end, where people are saying Gold Coast got robbed for the Max King incident. Now, again, I want to stress this enough, okay? Do I think the incident itself, like the way they gave the free fall, was soft? Yes, I do think that was soft. But, okay, there is plenty of instances throughout every game of every round where the players, you know, are pulling each other and trying to push everything, yada, yada, yada. They've paid them plenty of times throughout the year, and no one seems to complain bad here. But people are only complaining here because it happened at the end, okay? Now, 2 things I want to say. Mac Andrews started holding King by ruining his momentum to run up to the ball, okay? And it's funny, too, how people say this won us the game and this is the other reason why we won. Bullshit. We dominated them the whole game. We deserved to be a far further away ahead, but we just didn't capitalise on their ball use and everything, which is generally what happens. But regardless, we were the better team. Was Mac Andrew free soft? Yes, it was. Was it there? Maybe, maybe not. But it was given. And quite frankly, he started it, Mac Andrew. King's been stopped to make a lead because Mac Andrew's holding on to him. Okay, he's stopping him from moving. All right, and then what I find laughable, really, for people that say they cost them the game, you do not know what you're talking about. The reason now you're going to say, oh, but you just said the Giants one was robbed and robbed them. The Eagles one was robbed them. Well, the LEO one was different because North got a goal again after that, so it's a little bit different. The Giants one was in the last minute. And there was really no other play after that Luke Bruce goal. So that's why GWS were robbed. Gold Coast were not. Gold Coast had about 3 opportunities with 3.5 minutes to go inside 50, including the last 20 seconds. And then in the last 10 seconds, when it came back out, then Tuke Miller got it and kicked it and slipped with 5 seconds to go or whatever. So they had multiple opportunities. And for people that say that ruined their momentum, did it help? No, it didn't help. But it didn't ruin anything. They had 3.5 minutes. They had about 3 or 4 inside 50s in that time, maybe 5, to score, and they didn't. St Kilda defended well. Battle and Wilkie and Sinclair and Co. Malira did well in that 3.5 minutes, and the whole game, but in particular in that 3.5 minutes. So that's why we won, and not because of the umpires. Sure, that was soft. I want to repeat again. It may have been a soft free, but Gold Coast had ample opportunity to get ahead in that last 3.5 minutes after the Max King goal. And they've paid them in the past in multiple games. So what's the difference now? Oh, that's right. It's because it's St Kilda and people think it's funny to bring up. But when I say it, and then I just gave you examples there of different things, okay? So Gold Coast, yeah, and Hardwick, Damien Hardwick bringing it up. It's funny, Damien Hardwick doesn't like Marvel Stadium. That's probably why they lost, right? Dimmer, you mad, bro? Remember that T-shirt I had, Dimmer, you mad, or you mad, bro? Dimmer, you're welcome. But yeah, he just doesn't like Marvel Stadium. So to the AFL umpires in that first few games in particular, lift your game. And umpiring as a whole is garbage, and I keep telling you all it is. And you see dodgy calls in a few other games this week outside of those three as well. So it's like, just pipe down. I always said the umpiring shit, and now you're starting to finally turn the last month or so. And now you see why I don't say it for clicks. I don't say it for views. I don't say this for views like some people do for their own stuff. I generally think the umpires are being bullshit, and I'll tell you how I really think it is. I'm not bullshitting like people and give you clickbait headlines and make up crap and over-dramatize things in videos. I'm giving you my real thoughts here, and that the umpiring in general is a disgrace. So, AFL umpires, lift your game. Pathetic. Hope you guys and girls enjoy that edition of the world-famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Right, now let's go through... Let's go through my Supercoach talk. So I scored 1,683, top 29%. I dropped like 4%. So to be honest, I'm really pissed off with that, if I'm being brutally honest at the moment. You know, to drop that, have all my midfield score under 100, and I had like 6 premiums in there. It's just like, you know, at this point, it's just unacceptable. And it really pisses me off to see that, you know, that's how it's ended. My Supercoach this year. I did not make any trades, so I intentionally didn't want to make any trades because I just felt like it wasn't worth, you know, doing. And quite frankly, it was just a waste of trades. I mean, I need players that haven't got the bye in the last round to come into the team, so I had to make those moves that I did. But yeah, so that's why I did them. You know, it just is what it is. And I've made 3 trades as of right now. I'm not going to tell you who I've traded out because it's honestly been changing. What I will tell you, I was trying to bring in Sard, the mid-season recruit for Essendon, but now he's out for 6 to 8 weeks with, I think it's a syndesmosis injury. Will Dawson, who I'd bring in last week during their bye, freaking injured in the first quarter, scored 0. Now he's out for an amount of time that the Roos say they'll find out next week. Then I've had all those premium mids, as I said, shit the bed. Petrarca's out for a while now. Dacos did nothing. Butters and Sarong at the bye and did nothing the previous week for Supercoach. So it's just all over the place, to be honest. It's just very, very frustrating if you ask me about it. But, you know, somehow I've just got to get around it. As I said, I scored what it did, 1,683. There's 3 trades that I've got at the moment. You know, one might be considered a risky move, but at the moment I might have to take risks in Supercoach just to get the things done. So let's look in my Supercoach league because I don't really want to talk about my Supercoach much at the moment. So let's go have a look at the Scoops Elite, the Scoops fan group page. Let's have a look. In first place, back in first place, we have Rolls Macca on 28,413. Second is Declan, 1 point overall behind him. Declan's team is Rowan the Saints. So Saina, Rolls Macca is a Swans fan. In third place, about 73 behind Rolls Macca is Andrew, M3. In fourth place on 28,234 is Zach. So well done to you, Zach. And in fifth place, we have Chris, which is Flag Pies, about 218 or so behind Rolls Macca. So that's the top 5. Let's keep a scroll down a little bit here to see where Shane is. Shane O, that is. He is 17th. Studi is 22nd. And in 27th now, he's dropped down the last 3 weeks or so, is Graz, who is obviously a regular in the YouTube live streams and stuff normally. So, and maybe in this chat right now. So, well done, Graz. I say good, well done, but is it really good for you? But anyway, oh well, that's what it is. Alrighty, we moved that segment up early because the next segment I want to bring up now is my round 13. Oh, it's here. AFL Team of the Week. Alrighty, so from the back line, the pockets, Sam Flanders and Lockie Whitfield. Fullback, Jeremy McGovern. The half-back line, the flankers, Jack Jack Sinclair. Zach Fisher. Centre half back, Max Michelani. Wingers, Harry Sheasel and Josh Dacos. Centerman, Errol Goulden. Half forward line, the flankers, Xavier O'Halloran. Other flanker, Isaac Heaney. Centre half forward, Eric Hipwood. Forward pocket, Dan Butler. Other pocket, forward pocket, Tom Papley. Full forward, Nick Larkey. Ruckman, Brody Grundy. Rovers, Lockie Neal and Chad Warner. Interchange, Kieran Briggs. Josh Battle. Elijah Hollins and Tom DeConing. Emergencies, Jai Simpkin, Toby Nankervis, Max Gorn, and Nathan Kruger. All right, let me get the team of the week up. There was reasons, I thought it was pretty hard to pick, to be honest. I'm being brutally honest. Look at the Sam Flanders had 42 disposals. I mean, he had a good game, but he had a lot of chippy sideways kicks. This is why no other Gold Coast players are in the team. Drew McGovern had 23 disposals, about 10 intercept possessions to serve a spot in the team. Lockie Whitfield had 30. Jack Sinclair had 30 and a goal. It was fantastic. Max Michelani at 25 was decent. I know he played the midfield a bit as well. Zach Fisher was terrific. 36 disposals or so before he went off late a little bit. Harry Sheasel had 30 disposals. Errol Goulden had 38 disposals and a goal. A nice long goal late in the game. Josh Dacos was one of the best players in the Pies team, if not the best. Xavier O'Halloran kicked 4 and kept the Giants in it. Eric Hipwood kicked 6 and had 20 disposals, the best player of the round by far. Isaac Heaney, 2 goals, 28 disposals to serve a spot on the team. Dan Butler kicked 3 and about 14 touches. Dan Butler back from being the sub the week prior. Nick Larkey kicked 5. Tom Papley kicked 4. Brody Grundy had 20-odd disposals and 34 hitouts. Lockie Neal, 2 goals, 38 was a lock. Chad Warner, 2 goals and 26 disposals was a lock, especially with the light midfielders this week. Kieran Briggs, next ruckman. Josh Battle, best defender that wasn't on the field. Elijah Hollins was really good for the Carlton side, the reason they got the win at the end in particular. And same with Tom DeConing as well. Emergencies was Max Gorn, Kruger, and Nankervis and Simpkin. Gorn and Nankervis and the next ruckman. There was a lot of ruckman to pick from this week. It was really hard. There's 5 of them there in the extended squad, including the emergencies. And then Jai Simpkin was the next mid. Really light on for mids this week, to be honest. I mean, I had to put Harry Sheaves on the wing because there wasn't really anyone. He kind of floated around a few positions, so it was hard to pick. I mean, it's defenders, it was a bit harder with the flankers like Flanders and Sinclair and Fisher and Whitfield. It was hard to put them. So Halloran kicked 4 goals late. 3 of them, I think, in the third quarter. Second half specialist he was. But yeah, Dan Butler was really influential, and in a low-scoring game was really good for the Saints. So, and Josh Battle was a rock down in defence, especially when Dougal Howard done his hamstring. He had to match up on Walter and King instead of being the intercept king he is. Hopefully he re-signs with us too. So, and he battled on, pardon the pun there, he battled on hard and did fucking good. So, Josh Battle deserves a spot in the team of the week. All right, let me know your thoughts down below and comment what you would have done. I can see a Melbourne fan probably whinging about Max Gorn. He was terrific, but those other ruckmen I had ahead of him. All right, now it's time. It's time now to go review the round 13 games. And started in Adelaide. The Tigers got it done. Now, this week, I want to mention this before people have a sook that I didn't mention it. Congratulations to Dustin Martin, who will play game 300 against the Hawks on Saturday at the MCG. Braden Maynard will play game 200, and Will Hayward will play game 150. So congratulations to those 3 gents for reaching decent milestones. Now, yeah, so let's now go through and review the round 13 games. All right, so we'll go all the way to Thursday night, as I said, at Adelaide Oval, 71-79, Richmond by 8 points. I could see this happening. Billy Dowling missed a late goal late for the Crows to give him a chance, and there's a few others that did the same. Darcy Fogarty. So the Crows, they didn't deserve this. Richmond, this looked like there was going to be a deja vu with Richmond and Geelong, and I'm glad Richmond, to their credit, they stayed in it and they got the job done. The Crows, their season's over. They were probably never making finals anyway, despite some people having them top 4 was ridiculous. Even in the top 8 was ridiculous, and then top 4 was just laughable. for the people that had him in the top 4, you don't know football, seriously. I didn't even have him in my 8. I mean, I thought they could make it, but I wasn't confident they would have at all. They were garbage in this game. They should be embarrassed. Kieran Strawn did all right before he was injured. It was Riley O'Brien now come back in, considering Kieran Strawn might miss this week maybe, or do they just do it anyway? But yeah, they were bad. Jordan Dawson was all right, but for Richmond, James Short played his part. Then Curvis did, Taranto, Baker, Bolter. I thought Camden McIntosh was really good as well, especially in the first half. Shai Bolton had his moments. Dion Prestia will not play this week for Richmond as he's got some calf awareness or something like that, some interesting, I don't know, some name. I don't know the name they put to it now, some different name. Doctor's terms these days, you don't know, I understand half these words mean, unless you're a doctor. So, yeah, unfortunate for him, but he'll miss Martin's 300 with Will Prestia. And Thompson Dow played his part. Noah Cumlin kicked 3 of his 5 touches. The Bulldogs got smashed by the Lions by 43 points, 71-114. I could have said I told you so. People were writing off Brisbane. Some people were predicting them to finish as low as 13th and to 15th. And I just think it's laughable. If you're thinking that, you need to reconsider what you're thinking, because the Lions will be a chance for finals. I think they can make finals, so we just have to wait and see how that goes there. The next game we're going to go through, Neil and Hipwood. The Hipwood haters are very quiet tonight, all week, I see. Hawthorn 85, Judera 79. Outside of the robbery, I'm not going to say too much. O'Halloran was good. Briggs was good. Whitfield was good for the Hawks. Ned Reeves was off in the third quarter. So you could pick, Will Day was all right. Weddle, who had to play in the ruck, was decent. There was no major contributors for the Hawks, and they got the job done. So that's the main thing. West Coast 65, North 74. West Coast should be embarrassed with this loss, quite frankly, because they had a 5-goal lead away from them, or 5 goals down against North Melbourne of all teams. So they should be embarrassed with that. Credit to them for coming back. And then we had the robbery of Yo that simply got the goal, and then North got another goal after that. But it is what it is there. Then the Saints 51, Gold Coast 48. It's funny, people say that these type of style of games don't win you games of football, but St Kilda's won 5 games this year. Look, sure, it's not pretty, but 5 wins is 5 wins. And you say, and everyone always says every week when we're losing, those style of games won't win you a game of football. We've won 5 games like that, champs. So pipe down. Yeah, it's not exciting, but a win's a win, right? Doesn't matter how you get them as long as you win. Does it really matter? And we were the better team of the night. Sinclair was good. Dow was really good. Battle was really good. Butler was really good. Higgins played his role. Max King was dominant early in particular. So, yeah, I was really happy with the team's overall performance in terms of the game itself. And obviously, Dougal Howard went out early for hamstring. He's going to miss a month, unfortunately. So his name, Cordy Polly, will come in. Valaria Showmaker makes his debut. The steal of this year's draft. I'm still running by that. Booming left foot kick. He'd easily have the biggest kick in the comp. He can kick 60 metres without hesitation. So, hopefully this week he may come in. Brad Crouch hopefully comes back in this week as well. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe for Seb Ross, and then Cordy for Howard, or Showmaker for Howard. We'll have to wait and see. But there's Danaher and Hipwood this week, so wait and see. We play Friday night at the Gabba. That'll be interesting. The next game, Swans Geelong 112, Sydney Geelong 82. Geelong choked a 35-point lead. Cullen is shocked. I am shocked actually, because I'm surprised they actually got that far ahead. And typical Geelong, they shut the bed. Apparently the second quarters are garbage. So not good enough from them. No excuses. Don't care who's out, because they don't really have many out. And they still got Cameron and Hawkins and Guthrie and Stewart and Atkins, etc. in the team. So there's really no excuses for this performance. Warner and Heaney and Goulden ripped them to shreds, especially Heaney and Warner in that second quarter when they were coming back. They had the lead gone just like that, Geelong in the quarter, which is pretty embarrassing if you ask me. And then they got their pants pulled down basically by the Swans. The Sunday night game at the MCG was Essendon 70, Carlton 96. Yes, Essendon kicked inaccurately. Quite frankly, Carlton were the far dominant side for me, and they deserved to win. De Koning was good. Curnow had his moments as well. The Mackay battle was on. Harry started early. Ben Mackay did nothing. The Twins are actually twins, and they aren't the same person, and they got the win. 7 years in the making, I think it was. 8 years in the making this match, so good on them for that. Nick Martin played his part, but I don't think the stats probably fooled you a little bit. I don't think it was that good. Merritt was tagged by Alex Chincotta. Elijah Hollins Elijah Hollins, though, was their best player for me. And the final game was the King's Birthday Clash, the Big Freeze. The Big Freeze, the good organisation they do with Neil Danaher and Beck Danaher. It's great to see what they're doing for Neil and the MND cause as well. From the game itself, the Pies smashed Melbourne. Melbourne may have kicked 6-15-51 to Collingwood 14-5-89, and you could say that was the difference. But Collingwood were just smashing them in every which facet of form. Nick Dacos had a bad game for his standards, and you still had Josh do well. Braden Maynard did well. Side bottom had his moments. Nathan Kruger kicked 3. And Bobby Hill was quiet too, who, by the way, I still think Jack Higgins is better than Bobby Hill. So Max Gordon was Melbourne's best player. Jack Crisp, who got best on ground somehow. Pat Lipinski did his role. Jeremy Howe and John Noble did their parts as well. But yeah, the Pies, all in all, a great win for them. All right, let's go now preview the round 14 games to wrap things up. So, round 14 games, Friday night at the Gabba, 7:40 Victorian time. It's Brisbane hosting St Kilda. Unfortunately, I think Brisbane will get the win here by 15 points. But hey, never say never. And one of the last times I tipped against St Kilda, we won. So let's hope that happens again. But hey, I got faith. I just hope that they can control with the undersized defenders. If Cordy and Shellmaker don't play on Hipwood and Danaher, but Battle and Wilkie are all Australian caliber players who can get the job done on those two. But hopefully we can get the win. But I think Brisbane will win by 15 points. Saturday at Marvel Stadium, it's the Bulldogs hosting Freo, 1:45 big time. I'll go the Dockers in this one by 10 points because the Bulldogs are pretenders. In Dustin Martin's 300th game, 4:35 Saturday at the MCG, it's Richmond hosting Hawthorn. I think the Hawks are going to spoil the party and win by 10 points. But hey, Richmond have improved the last few weeks. And if they don't have those quarter lapses where they give up a good lead or kick 5 goals to none or 1 in a quarter, I feel like Richmond could get this done, but I feel like the Hawks will just get this done by 10 points. Saturday night at Adelaide Oval, it's Adelaide hosting Sydney, 7:30 Vic time, Adelaide Oval, Adelaide and the Swans. The Swans to win by 35 points. The next game to go through on the Sunday is 1 o'clock at Marvel Stadium. It's North Melbourne hosting Collingwood. I'm going to go the Pies, of course, by 30 points. And the last game to go through is Giants and Power, 4 p.m. Vic time at Giants Stadium. I know it's not called that, but that's what I call it on Sunday. The Giants and Power. I'm going to go the Giants by 15 points. Connor Rosie should be back for the Power, but I'm going to go the Giants by 15 points. A march back on, and they never surrender. They fight until the end. They're greater than the rest. My final thoughts are simply this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. You want me to roast a friend, wish someone a happy birthday, anything at all, cameo.com/Cooper G. And if you know any AFL, AFLW players, any up-and-coming draftees or any state league players, and you'll have some on the podcast and a Gold King Challenge or an interview, please send me a message and we'll try and get something sorted. Greatly appreciated. The most important thing of all to remember is go the Saints. And, of course, acknowledge me, the one, and all aboard the Filippo train. Then, now, forever, together on O. How the hell could I forget? Marcus Winhager is him. And, by the way, I should really be adding Marcus Winhager is in my team of the week, and I'm going to take him out. Instead, goes out, does Tom DeConing. So, Winhager in and thing around. Winhager in team of the week. In team of the week for Tom DeConing. He tagged Tuke Miller, who had Stuffle like 3 touches at halftime. So there you go. Breaking news. Winhager in team of the week for Tom DeConing, who was terrific. Marcus Winhager is him, and Cooper Sharman is him. If you know in the VFL 2 weeks in a row to keep the winning goal, to get the win against Frankston, then the draw against Gold Coast. Marcus Winhager is him. Cooper Sharman is him. Scoops is him. And all aboard the Filippo train. Then, now, forever together.